Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Lala and today I'm going to teach you how to collect information using an adaptive card. Okay, so our trigger is when keywords are mentioned, and the keyword we're going to be using is testing adaptive cards. The Teams channel I'm going to use is dev and the channel is general. The next step in this flow is we're going to select our Teams adaptive card. Okay, so let's just look for that quickly. Microsoft Teams. And then we're going to use the action post an adaptive card and wait for a response. We're going to post it in our dev channel. Okay, so we're going to post this. Okay, so we're going to post this in our channel. And the channel we're using is dev, and the team we're using is dev and the channel is general. Okay, so this is where we're going to post our JSON adaptive card code. Okay, so here we are in the adaptive card studio. You can use this in your dev studio within Microsoft 365. But I'm going to use the adaptivecards.io designer. So you can also use this link. You will be able to access it even if you don't have a Microsoft license. Okay, so we're going to select a new card, a blank card, because I want to fill this with information that I need. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a text block, and this is going to be my heading. And I'm going to make the size large, weight bold, and the alignment center, and then I'm going to just type in on the right hand panel here in new text block. We're going to say testing adaptive card. That is my heading for the card. I'm then going to drop in a few text blocks because we're going to use this as labels. So the first one is going to be name, the second is going to be date, and the third text block is going to be choice. Okay, so select a choice. Okay, and now we're going to add in some input text. So the first one is going to be for name. Then you're going to add in an input date, and the last one is going to be an input choice. So we need to identify this, we need some IDs. So we're going to give this name ID, and for date we're going to give it date ID, and for choice we're going to give it selected choice ID. And then we need to set our choices. So our choice 1 is going to be apples or apple, and our choice 2 value is going to be banana. So let's just remove this so you can see. So the title is something that you as the user is going to look at, and the value is what you're collecting. So if we say apple is our title, we also want to say apple is our value because we want to collect apple. But if we say choice 2 is our title and banana is our value, it will only collect banana. It's not going to collect choice 2. So this is what it's going to collect. It's going to collect the value and not the title. So you can make it any title, but the value has to be what you actually wanted to collect. So I'm just going to remove that and make it banana again. Okay, so now I want to set the target version to 1.4 because 1.5 doesn't necessarily work in all of your teams. It's a fairly new version and sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so let's go with our action set. We need to add in 2 action sets. The first one is an action for a URL because I want you to be able to view the URL, and we'll call this site ID, and we'll add open URL. Okay, sorry, I just want to remove that. We have one already. Okay, the next one is we're going to add a submit action because we want to submit this card, and we're going to call this ID submit ID. Very simple. I just want to change the wording to submit and take out action. And the ID I'm going to give it is submit ID. And then for our URL, I'm going to say site ID. And we're going to call this view website. Okay, now we're done. Once we're done with this, we're going to copy our payload. Copy. And we're going to go back to our Power Automate flow and we're going to just paste it in the message. Okay, so that is done. The next step we're going to do to collect that information is we're going to add a compose. So I'm just going to type compose very quickly. So you'll see data operations comes up. If I had to remove that and search for it, you just need to, it's in alphabetical order, so you just need to look for D. There we go, data operations. I'm just going to type it. Okay, we'll select data operation and then we're going to choose a compose. And here we're going to write more JSON. So we're going to open curly brackets and we're going to use a double quotes, and the first label is going to be name, close double quotes, and then colon, and then open double quotes, because this is where we're going to put our answers or our values in. The next one is going to be date, open double quotes for the answers or the values, and then comma, and then the last one is going to be choice, selected choice. Don't forget your colons and then spaces, and then now you're going to close your curly brackets. Between these two, let's make the screen a bit bigger so you can see. Between these two double quotes, you're going to put your answer. So we're looking for our, okay, so if we select it, you'll see undynamic content. We're going to look for the ID from this, which is, our ID is, we're looking for the ID, name ID. Okay, so on our dynamic content, we can look for name ID. I think I see it. Okay, so we'll select name ID, and then we're going to select our date ID. And lastly, we're going to select our choice ID. So our choice ID was choice selected ID. And that's it. Now we're going to test. Okay, so we're done with our steps for now. Let's run this. So we're going to run this, save and test. And then we're going to test this on Teams, and we're going to type in our trigger, which is testing adaptive card. Hit enter, and we're going to wait for the adaptive card to come up. Okay, here's the adaptive card. It will tell you there. So let's just do that again so I can show you. So if you say test, if I type testing adaptive card, which is the trigger word, you'll see here it will show you there's a new message, new messages. You can select it. And here's our adaptive card. I'm going to give it my name, Lala, today's date, and I'm going to select apple as my choice. Or banana, let's select banana. Submit. And it says, thank you for your response. So here we are, back in our flow. It says your flow ran successfully. We're just waiting for it to populate. There we go. So it came up. So the keyword trigger was successful and the adaptive card was successful. So what the adaptive card did is it collected the information, and now the adaptive card stored that information in a compose function. And you can see the answer. We put our name, which is Lala, the date. So my name, which is Lala, the date, and then my choice was banana. So it pulled my choice in, and it stores this in my compose function. So the compose collected all of the information that you submitted in your adaptive card, and it stored it in a compose data operation. So you can therefore, in our next step, if we were to edit this, whatever information was captured on your compose, you can then add that to a SharePoint list by creating a new step. So you can type add in your action bar, and then you can add to a SharePoint list, you can add to a database table, you can add to a planner, you can add to an Excel spreadsheet. You can even create a CSV out of that information that you've collected in this compose data operation here. So you can do multiple things with this information that you've collected using Power Automate. Okay, so recap what we've learned. We've learned that we can use an adaptive card to collect information and then store it in a compose. And then from that compose, you can either add that to a SharePoint list, to a CSV, to an Excel spreadsheet, to a database table, or to a PDF if you would like to, using an HTML to text convert to PDFs. You can do multiple things with this information that's collected into this compose data operation here. And we can go through that in our next video. So I hope this video helps you. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your afternoon and hope to see you in my next video.